Okay, so I'm just going to share my opinion briefly, real quick, why I think that that tomorrow is going to be one of those short settlement days that we see a pop for AMC, and it's due to some of the technicals that we see that are extreme outliers in the data. So, by the way, what I'm using here is Stock Market Buddy. It's free to use on the GPT store. Essentially, what we're going to do here is I'm going to say, I'm just going to type in a query here: select ticker time span, RSI, TD by count from plays where ticker is AMC. And then I wanted to show you what I'm talking about here. As we know, short settlement is tomorrow. Typically, we see a pop on those days for heavily shorted tickers, and especially AMC. As you look historically, you can see it in the chart. If you plot the FINRA settlement days, it is clear that we do run, in fact, on these days more times than we don't. Significantly more times than we don't. So here is the scoop for AMC. If you look at the RSI values across the 1 hour, 2 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, kind of like a snapshot of every time span here, we have a count on every time span except the monthly. Now, if we look at the hour, we're at a TD buy count of 29. Now, to go and verify this, I wanted to show you. This is the data that we store throughout the day. But if we go to the 1 hour, look, 9 here, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. So that's where we're getting the TD29 from. And the RSI is at 16.59. Close enough, 16.57 here on Webull. Our proprietary calculations are a tad bit higher at 16.59, but that's besides the point. The point is that historically speaking, when the RSI gets down here at these levels, right, and you go back and you look historically, and right now we're in the dirt, okay, big time in the dirt. And same thing applies to the upside, right? But if we go look, this is the last time that we've kind of been in the dirt zone here. So as you can see, we did trend upwards once we were in this position here. We had a 4.5% candle here on the 7th of April and trended up slightly after that. But the point is that whenever you see the technicals in these extreme levels, either side, whether it's downside or upside, it's an indication that you're going to get some upside momentum because there's really nowhere else you can go. RSI just can't stay at zero forever. It's got to correct, and it will. Now, given that short settlement is tomorrow and rolls into next Monday, it's highly probable that we do see some form of a bounce into one of those days, if not all three. So that's just what I wanted to bring to your attention because it's not just the 1 hour. We have on the 2 hour, RSI slightly higher with a slightly lower TD buy count, which is what you would expect, at 23 with a 19 RSI. But we look at the 15 and the 30 and the 5. Really, everything's kind of oversold except the 1 minute, the 4 hour, the dailies, the weekly, and the monthly. So short term speaking, like if we're looking at the short term time frames, we're not talking long term in this one, just short term. Taking into account short settlement, taking into account the increase in short interest that we've seen, taking into account the expectations of earnings, likely being good given the box office numbers, the data shows, without even looking at a chart, we just looked at the chart to verify that the data I'm showing you is accurate, which you won't get anywhere else, apparently, based on what I've seen. But the data is accurate. Let's just verify the 2 hour just to be transparent. We have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And that is what we see here, TD9 and 23. So, yeah, again, it's going to have to correct those extreme oversold outliers. So I would anticipate, if not tomorrow, that we'll see something on Friday. But regardless, we're going to see some upside momentum. It's bound to happen. It's happened every time, not just for this ticker, but for every ticker in the market. Go look. When the RSI is this oversold, you get a bounce. It's just what happens. So, anyways, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I'm not saying it's going to go to the moon or anything and sustain those prices, but, I mean, leading up into earnings, with the expectations that we're going to see a decent earnings report. It's just some food for thought. So I hope this helps somebody out there. And again, this is free to use. It's all accurate data. And if you have any issues with this, you can always leave feedback and tell me what's going on. And I will get this in my personal email, and I will fix it for you as quickly as I possibly can. And if you do use it and you end up liking it, give it a good review, because it might do something. Anyways, y'all have a good one. Hope this helps.